Mr. Mandilaras. Are there questions, please?
Restless leg is quite a prominent problem amongst a lot of my patients with various arthritic conditions. The treatment is not very easy. So, is there an overall abnormality in iron metabolism in patients with restless leg, or is it just confined to the central nervous system?
No, from what we know, it's in the central nervous system, and as I'm sure you know, the restless leg syndrome is a subjective condition, therefore making animals difficult due to the inherent nature. However, there are models in mice that involve iron deprivation and make in that way mice resemble the RLS phenotype. However, yeah, from what we know, that's it. It's only related to the CNS.
Can I follow that? Is there evidence of abnormalities of circadian rhythm?
Right. No, there is no evidence, but that's why we push forward to show that there is an underlying reason of an underlying circadian reason, due to the fact that increased activity and that abnormal movement of the limbs during the night disrupts sleeping. So these people do not have the resting time as we all have. Therefore, some of the clock proteins and gene might somehow be related to that effect.
I ask them, do airline pilots who travel and therefore have
Jet lag.
disrupted circadian rhythms, is there any correlation between restless legs in that group of individuals?
I don't know, but there has been reports and human association studies that show that people with fragmented work shift hours, they're very prominent to develop not only conditions like this, but conditions like cardiovascular disease and around this area. So yes, I suppose it will have an effect down the line.
The restless leg syndrome is similar in many ways to what we see in psychiatry when we treat people with antipsychotics. It's a phenomenon of akathisia, physical restlessness, and mostly the legs, but other parts of the body as well. And there's also some other movement abnormalities in psychiatric disorder like catatonia, which have been associated with catatonia in particular with possible iron metabolism problems with them. And that is thought to be linking to the function of the dopaminergic system. I don't know if Drosophila has any dopamine in it. Are you able to look at those connections?
Yeah, we have tried to address that already, and unfortunately we don't have a working model for that. When we silence, for example, each of these two ferritin homologs to dopaminergic cells, the flies are dead, the flies are dying. So we don't actually have a way to work around that at the moment. However, in Drosophila we have quite a few tools, so I suppose it's down to us to think a way to tackle that question, because we already do it in mice.
In mice, when they silence, do they silence similar genes of the ferritin pathway, and do they get restless movement in the legs? Did you choose to silence similar genes in Drosophila?
We haven't done that, and since mutations of ferritin both in mice and Drosophila are lethal, and there is no workable model there, the only models that they have now is distraction of the alpha-11 dicephalic spinal tract, dopaminergic receptor type 3 knockout mice, and iron deprivation, as I said before. These are not the only three models that I have at the moment that resemble the RLS condition. And they are currently trying to make sure that, this is a model that we can address any question upon.
And And have there been any linkage studies to try to pinpoint the...
The gene.
Yeah.
Yes, there is, and I didn't have time to even mention that. There is, and we do have in our hands a highly conserved homologue in flies. We got these flies a few months ago, so we are going to address what is going on there.
And what is the gene?
So it's called BTB7B.
And what does it do? Do we know?
No.
Nothing about where dopaminergic transmission. We have no idea.
No. It's something that came out, I think, 2011.
One very quick question.
So facts having rhythm problems are thought to be relevant to metabolism. You already alluded to things like diabetes, for example, and it's very interesting that a lot of the bibliography that's coming out recently has to do with iron dysregulation, possibly, etc. in diabetes. Any clues from your models?
No, but I mean, there are, to my knowledge, there are up to 2 billion people affected from iron deficiency and overall conditions. So it is essentially related to many of the conditions, and I suppose we're trying to convince people that this is one, and we can also address it by using flies. So, yeah.
Thank you very much.